The following is a demonstration of some advanced Fluency macros. These new advanced macros allow launching programs as well as launching websites and PDF files. These can then be tied into your PDoc document. So the first and probably most important macro to know is macro list. And what this macro does is it will pull up a list of all of the new advanced macros. Macro list. And you can see when I call that, it will automatically pull up the list from within Chrome. If you use these macros multiple times, it will simply open a new tab within Chrome. Macro list. So you can see it's opened it a second time. So these commands fall under 4 general categories. So there are launch commands. These are used to launch different websites as well as programs. So I'll give you an example of one. Launch up to date. And as you can see, it automatically launches up to date. The next commands are handout commands. These contain patient handouts. They come from a variety of sources, primarily from IHA. Roughly half of them come from the Emergency Medicine Network. And then there are several which come from other locations. So I'm not currently on the Interior Health Network, so I'm going to launch one of the Emergency Medicine Network macros. Now, one thing I want to demonstrate here is, for the sake of this demonstration, this instance of WordPad is going to function like PDoc for us. So if I'm within there, handout abdominal pain. So you can see that the handout for abdominal pain automatically loads. I can then say print file. And the file automatically prints. You can see I'm running out of printer ink here. The way that the print file command works is it uses a keystroke command, Control P, then it waits 4 seconds and presses enter. So if there is a significant delay after calling that up, then sometimes it will fail to print, but the majority of the time that 4 seconds should be sufficient for it to automatically print the file. So what you can see though is that after calling up your handout, it will insert in your document that the patient was given this BC Emergency Medicine Network discharge instructions handout on abdominal pain. And this was reviewed with the patient. So as long as you're within PDoc and you call up this command, it will insert this into your documentation to document that you've given out the handout. There is certainly always the opportunity to add on new handouts. So if you have any handouts that you'd like included as a macro, forward them to me. The next category of macros is the form command. I'm not currently on the Interior Health Network, so I can't call up any of the forms, but it will reference forms from the forms database on InsideNet. So if you say Form 4, it should pull up a Form 4, and you can subsequently print that. And then lastly, there are calculate commands, and these work similarly to the other macros. So if I say calculate Wells DVT, we'll pull up the Wells score. All of the calculate commands currently are based out of MDCalc. And so you can click a couple of things. And as long as you have an account on MDCalc, you can see here it says, "Hi Justin, that's me." You can copy the result. So now if you go back to your document and you say, paste calculation, should automatically insert the calculation and then bold the heading. Within PDoc itself, it will insert it into a table so that it's easier for you to read, because it's a little bit difficult to interpret, but once you condense it down into a table, it's a little bit easier to manage within your document. So I'd like to discuss this at the next departmental meeting just to get feedback and see if there's anything else that you'd like added or subtracted to this. And then slowly this is going to be implemented over the next week or two as IT starts converting all of these macros into Fluency for everybody to use. So once they're all available within the global commands that we all share, then I'll send out an email and let you know that you can start using them.